So the big question today we're answering is this. Can you, as a seller, negotiate the commissions you pay with the real estate agent you choose? All right, can you? Can you negotiate the commissions that you pay? And here's the short answer. Yes, absolutely you can, okay? Absolutely. Though, hang with me here, okay? Because you might be asking the wrong question if the question is, can you negotiate? So I want to help you save money. I want to help you make money here on knowing how to engage in this conversation. So first off, don't feel bad asking an agent the question about commissions. Because transparency and clarity are essential. They're so important. They're so important. So don't feel bad trying to negotiate, okay, with an agent. I find, though, most sellers, they ask this question, can they negotiate, or they want to negotiate because they don't quite understand what they're getting. That's my experience. They want to negotiate because they don't understand what they are getting. I think the better question for you as a seller is, what do you receive for the commission paid? That is the key. Because the reality is, if you get the same exact amount of resources and marketing and level of services at a lower commission rate, then why wouldn't you negotiate that, right? Absolutely. But I also think there's a lot of agents kind of have a challenge right now, and they're not clearly showing sellers what the seller is actually paying for. So I want to introduce you to a model that I would encourage you to look for, and that's called a menu of services model. This is where a listing agent will actually give you a level of services. You choose the commission based upon the marketing packages and the service level that you want. You make the choice. And so we, on our team, 1245 team, we offer various commissions. We offer anything from 1% all the way up to 4.5% on the listing side. But it's the seller's choice. That's the key, right? The key point here is the seller is the one who chooses the commission, not the agent. And we do that by allowing you to choose what marketing package would best serve you. So the reality is you could maybe have a transaction management service. You found a buyer. You just want an expert to kind of walk alongside of you and protect you throughout the process and manage all of the details. Great. That's a level of services you could choose. You could have the basic marketing strategy, right? Maybe you've sold a lot of homes before. You don't need as much handholding. You don't need as much of the resources. You don't feel like you need as many of the protection resources that you have. Well, you can choose the basic marketing. It's going to give you the essentials. You can have the standard marketing package, right? Which is going to give you much better marketing. It's going to give you more marketing, but you're also going to get a lot more resources, right? That will protect you throughout the process. But then you can also have like the premium full service package. Maybe you're looking for the highest marketing budget to be able to really ensure that you know that this is getting out to everybody. This includes contractor management. This includes renovate now, pay later programs. Right? Here is the deal. Different needs. Every seller has different needs, different goals, and a different level of service that will serve you. So the question is not, can I negotiate my commission down? It's just simply, what level of service do you need? What marketing package do you want? And you choose which one that would be. So that's on the listing side. And I also now, I want to help you with another question. And that is, do you have to pay a buyer agent's commission if you're a seller? Well, the clear answer right now, guys, is no. No, you do not. You do not have to pay a buyer agent's commission. Now, here's the conversation that I have with sellers every week. The reality is 95% of sellers are paying a buyer's agent commission. So just realize, if you don't want to pay a buyer agent commission, then you're just limiting the pool of buyers that you're marketing to. So you're marketing to about 5% of the buyers in the market. That's all. You do not have to pay a buyer agent commission, not at all. The reason why this is a pertinent question right now is because we're really just coming off of a couple years of these changes where it used to be where you might remember you would pay a listing agent a particular commission, and then the listing agent would make the choice of actually how much they contributed towards a buyer agent commission. You as a seller sometimes never knew exactly how much the listing agent was contributing towards the buyer agent. But now it's so much better, y'all. It's so much better. It's so much more clear, and it's just helpful. You as a seller choose the listing package that you want for your listing side, and then you choose what you're going to pay the buyer agent, if anything. It's good for you to know what the market is, though. Okay, because if you want to actually market to all the buyers, you need to better understand what your local market is contributing to in regards to agent commission. So that's just a good question for you to ask the agent that you're talking to. Because again, remember, just transparency is so important. One of the ways that you will see, remember how I said is how it used to be where a listing agent would kind of choose how much of that commission they gave to the buyer agent. Now the buyer actually puts the commission on the contract. So when you receive a contract on your home, it'll have the sales price. It'll have, if the buyer is asking any closing costs, and then it'll have how much they're asking you to pay the buyer agent commission. So it's negotiable. Meaning, I think it's probably best to choose a plan if you are willing to pay anything towards commission. You identify with your listing agent how much you might be willing to pay. And then if somebody comes in with a lowball offer, well, you can negotiate it. You're like, hey, listen, if you're giving me this lowball offer, I can't pay the agent commission. That's just a strategy. And all my point here in this conversation is I want you to know it is negotiable. Okay, it is negotiable. You are in the driver's seat. All right, it's your house, it's your asset, you're in the driver's seat. Identify what menu is going to serve the approach that you need. Identify the marketing investment that you believe would serve you to maximize your sale. Okay, understand what you are paying for. Understand that you can have informed decisions on the buyer agent commission conversation. So I want you to know you are in control. Okay, finding an agent that produces the services that you're willing to pay for is the most important. So it's not just about negotiating. It's about knowing what you are getting for what you pay for. I hope this was helpful. If you want any kind of free consultations just based upon what those menu of services really look like, what the commission skills are, guys, that's why we're here. Okay, that's what we do. We want to serve you, accomplish your goals that you have on the sales side. God bless.